Well, hello, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom and Food with a frizzy summer. This is what happens with humidity. It just like each strand expands. But that's not why I'm here. I say it's not what you eat, it's when you eat it. And that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. I have been so successful at one meal a day with the clean intermittent fasting that's what I come on here every Friday to talk about. Why? Because it's worked for me. I'm almost 73. Next month I will be. And so for the first time in my life, I'm enjoying what used to be forbidden or awful or on a no-no list or how could you ever think of having that? All of that is gone, and I don't deprive myself, and I enjoy what I'm having. I don't have a food because I'm supposed to, or because I should, or because somebody else's food plan says that you're supposed to have this at that time, or else it's timed and it won't work. And, everything. If I'm not talking to the choir, who am I talking to, right? Basically, we're a bunch of older women that are just trying to make things work and not have the busy brain. You know what the busy brain is like? It's awful. We are calculating, we are trying to figure out, we're talking all the time in our heads about what we can have, what we can't have, why we can't have it until then, why we have to put it off, why you said that we're making deals with the devil, and the devil is just our foods that we feel that we can't have because of what they could cause. They could cause a binge. They could cause us to overeat. They could cause us to get fat after losing a whole bunch of weight doing some other program that eventually we had to quit because it was just not working out for us. And we all know those programs, don't we? Yeah. Oh, did I say that? No, I didn't. Anyway, so, it stops this when I can have something in my food program that I know used to be a trigger food, a binge food, an overeating food, never can have it again food. I've found that by working very hard to get to a place where I can allow myself a portion of that item and know that it doesn't mean I can't ever have it again. Somehow I've been able to change. I can't tell you how it happened. All I know is that little by slowly, as I went from keto to MAD to keto OMAD and began to include the things that my body missed. I missed an apple. I missed a banana. Heck, sometimes I even missed, an ice cream or a bread. But even with doing keto, there was the keto pizza that I used to make a lot. And that worked. And I want to make it again just because it was so good. I remember like 1 egg, cream cheese, almond flour, something like that. Yeah. And that worked back then. But I've also been able to have like a commercial piece of pizza or two and not have to OD and just feel like a beached whale to get it over with because I was never going to have it ever again. So getting the clean intermittent fasting part down was key because I truly feel it's what you don't put in the clean intermittent fasting that allows me to have what I want in my OMAD. And so that's how I roll. And every day I have only what I want, like I said, and I don't have the other things. Today I just finished my meal and I had a shake and bake pork chop and a loaded salad. What's a loaded salad? Well, it's got craisins and strawberries and romaine lettuce and cucumbers, feta cheese. It had some croutons. It had 2 beets. Love the beets, love my beets, love beets, and cold and cooked and all ready to go to those beets. in my salad. Anyway, it was a delicious salad with the shake and bake pork chop. Then I was going to have a half a banana and strawberries, but I only had the strawberries. I was full, which is like amazing, but the salad was, I guess, pretty hearty. And I had enough meat in the center cut pork chop that it just all worked out. And I love that. And then I had a slice of bread after that. And then I had my glass of water with my supplements that I have every day. And I've just done the bathroom, brush my teeth. As a lot of you know, my body, it's like when you go to read your child a bedtime story, and it's just part of the process of slowing down for the night. And so for me, it's eating my meal, having my supplements with my glass of water, and then I brush my teeth and I do the flossing. And I will do the flossing after I do this. I just thought with the sun out coming through the windows, and I was ready that my phone's very active, that I would do the video while it's nice out, because this is the first sunny day that we have had from start to finish. There was actually a sunrise today, and there was no fog, and the humidity was down. It was delightful. So it felt like a true summer day instead of something that we had to stay inside to avoid. It was my day off, and I had to do some things. And so that worked, and I had a plumber come here because Greg used to take care of everything, and now I have to find contractors that can help me out. And yesterday I had the tree man here trimming all the trees and bushes, and yeah, so that's how I have to do it. And I have a drain in the kitchen that's totally clogged, so I have to call somebody that uses some high-powered water to move it along. And so I just keep writing the checks that I never had to write before because Greg knew how to do it all. Bless his heart. And there are times that I miss him more than on a honey-do list, but especially on a honey-do list because I just feel so alone. Thank goodness I'm finding nice contractors from people that refer, the names of who they use. They share them with me. So anyway, that was what I had today. I feel great. I'm going to go floss. I'm going to take the rest of the day off. My clean intermittent fasting begins with that glass of water, really. And so, right now at this point, I stopped eating at 4. And so tomorrow I will have my one meal a day. I am clean intermittent fasting with nothing but, what is it? It is black coffee, not flavored, no stevia, no creamer, no toucha, no scotia. No, it works for me because I can. Good for you. I talk about what works for me, which is clean intermittent fasting, which means just black coffee, not French vanilla coffee, not hazelnut coffee, not raspberry chocolate coffee, just a good, strong coffee. I'm liking in particular Vermont Roasters Organic Medium Roast. I buy the beans and I grind them here at home. And that's a nice middle of the road from the dark roast that sometimes feels too strong. So I'm liking that medium again. And just the plain water. So when I wake up in the morning, I will have a glass of water with an element, LMNT, raw, unflavored. Flavoring is going to throw you out of the clean intermittent fasting protocol. It's just going to be fasting. That's all, because you're having flavored things or sweetened things in your not eating time. In the clean intermittent fasting, just because it says 0 calories or no calories or no sugar, it doesn't mean it's not going to affect the brain with the chemical saying food's coming, because that's what flavors do. Some scientists even say just thinking about food can trigger your insulin drop and your blood sugar spike. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just somebody that only has black coffee and plain water, and my one element when I wake up, which is raw unflavored electrolytes in my warm water. And then the rest of the day, I have nothing but plain water or black coffee that's unflavored, unsweetened, unwhitened. And then at 2 o'clock, I have my feast, and the timer starts all over again. And usually it's 22 and a half to 23 hours of a fast. So today, because I stopped at 4, and I'll eat again tomorrow at 2, it's going to be a 22-hour fast. They say the miracle starts at hour 17 of a clean intermittent fasting. So I qualify for that, and it just all works out. I'm not going to give it up. It is simple. That's why when I come here, I am a broken record. The only thing that's different is my hair, the top that I'm wearing, because, it continues to work for me. So I continue to talk about it because I think that we overcomplicate it, and I think we overthink it, and I think that we think that, like, the clean intermittent fast can have a little something, something. You can have little of your own, what you want, and it still stays clean. Not to me, but if it works for you and you've lost the weight or you're maintaining your weight loss, that's great. Or you sleep well and you feel well and you have no complaints whatsoever. You stopped your busy brain, and that's great. Then keep doing what you're doing. In my case, I have to have the clean intermittent fast. So the element raw unflavored in the water when I wake up, nothing but black coffee and plain water. You can have bubbles in your water. It just can't have the flavor to qualify for the clean part of the intermittent fasting. So a San Pellegrino mineral water, a Saratoga Springs mineral water, a Perrier mineral water, all those things, as long as they aren't flavored, qualifies. And the black coffee that is not flavored, it can have undertones of something. You'll see that as you read the side. It'll say undertones of like chocolate or nutty or cherries or something like that. Undertones is just because of the bean itself. It's not a flavored bean like French vanilla or hazelnut or mocha, something like that is like, jimmied to have more flavors. That's not going to be a clean intermittent fast item. So I hope this helps. It's like French vanilla, it's like French roast, it's like Sumatra, it's like Verona, it's like, the medium roast that I'm having with the Vermont coffee, it doesn't have the flavorings in it. The water is totally plain, unflavored, unsweetened, anythinged. Electrolyte water, that's fine as long as it's the plain. Be careful because they stick stevia in everything these days, and that will throw off your fast. Because like I said, 0 calories does not mean it's okay, and it qualifies as the clean part of the clean intermittent fasting. So you just have to get good at reading the labels and figuring out what you want. If you get the peskies, and we know what the peskies are, don't we? Yes, we do, Miss Joyce. Those are the few pounds that no matter how much you lose, you can't lose those few more. Those are the pesky ones. Even with the clean intermittent fasting, you might be able to lose those peskies. So even if it doesn't mean anything in how things fit, if you see it on the scale, it might be a landmark weight amount for you that let me just hit that once in my 60s or 70s or maybe even 80s, and I'll be happy, even if it's only for 20 minutes, right? But you don't want to be addicted to the scale anymore either. I have a certain pair of jeans. They're Levi's. They're a certain size, and when they fit, I'm happy. And I wore them today, so I was happy. And that's how that works. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I love my program, and that's why I come on every week to share with you how it works for me and encourage you to find your groove. Stella, come on, get your groove and what works to either lose or maintain or just happy where you are without the busy brain. That's good enough. I understand that part too, because the busy brain, I'm almost 73. So what does that mean? Probably for 63 years I worried about my weight because it did start way back in the Jack LaLanne era, back in the 50s, where we worried about things like that, right? Anyway, I will see you here the next time. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah with pearls of wisdom and food with clean intermittent fasting, followed by that feast of an OMAD. Bye-bye for now.